Bree coming back at you with Reddetruth TV. Today I want to talk about clarity and why must we have clarity. Sometimes we ask for things, ask God, ask the universe, ask whoever it is that you ask. I'm not all into that. But all I know is you have to ask for whatever you ask for. And sometimes we do not get the clear vision that we need to execute whatever it is that needs to be executed. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I mean, I know a little bit of it. I've seen just a little bit of what I asked for, but I don't know how to actually get it. Because the reason why we don't know how to get it, to get what we ask for, is because when we ask for it or when we pray for it or however we ask or tell or whatever you do, you don't, first of all, you want to see, you want to know, but there are certain steps that you have to take to get actual clarity of what you're wanting or what you need to see or what questions you've asked and you haven't received an answer. First of all, you must, in order to get clarity, you must clear out the blockages that are in your mind. In your mind, you must have to get rid of the blockages in your mind. Even the blockages emotionally, you must get rid of those blockages emotionally. So, a lot of you probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but if you don't understand, one day you might understand. So, what I'm saying is, in order to receive clarity, you must remove your emotional blockages and remove your mental blockages. So, how do we do that? How do we gain clarity? How do we remove blockages? And that's why I'm here to tell you today how to remove blockages so you can receive clarity on anything. On anything you could receive clarity. So, say for instance, you've been wanting to change jobs or whatever the case may be. You've prayed and you've asked, but you haven't received any type of clarity on what steps needs to be made. You know what I'm saying? And also you have to have an intuition. Your intuition has to be on point. You have to be able to hear your intuition, feel your intuition. Only you know how to tell your intuition, how to tell when your intuition is activated. Because not only will you know what to do, you'll also know what it takes to receive whatever you need, whether it's clarity or whatever it might be. But today I'm going to stay on topic and I'm going to talk about clarity. So we must remove the blockages. And how do we remove those blockages to receive clarity? First of all, we have to clear our mind of negative thoughts. You probably say, how do you remove your mind of negative thoughts? Think positive thoughts. I know it's easier said than done, but with practice, anything is possible. With a will, if you have the will to do something, anything is possible. So whatever you need you must figure out a formula to help you reach what you're trying to reach. And right now, we're trying to get clarity. We're trying to get clarity on things that have been asked that we haven't received clarity on yet. So what I want you guys to do, whenever you see this video, if you're going through something and you've asked for something, whether it be physical, whether it be whatever it may be, and you need the clarity, this is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do, and this is what has worked for me so many times. So I would like to share it with you guys. So, and when I need clarity, what I do is I clear my mind of negative thoughts. Me per se, I don't really have negative thoughts anyway, because I've already, I know how to, stop a negative thought before it enters my thought process. I did a video on that, so you could check it out. It's called, it's about negative thoughts. So go check it out. I can't remember the title, but it's about controlling your negative thoughts. And yeah, check that out. So back to clarity. We must take all those negative thoughts out of our mind to receive clarity. You can't have a bunch of stuff going on in your mind and in your brain nonstop and receive clarity. You cannot do that. That's not balance. That's you're doing one thing too much, meaning you must have a clear mind when you're receiving clarity on whatever you're trying to receive clarity on. When I started understanding how to receive what I needed, whether it's clarity, whatever it might be, it wasn't easy, but I had the mind and the will to want to understand how to gain clarity when needed. We've talked about the mental blockage, how to bring positive things into your mind and put away the negative. So whatever you're watching, whatever you're listening to, it can be very negative, and that can clog your thoughts and your mind too. So let's try to turn off the negative stuff and bring in the positive stuff. And then we can begin to get the clarity we need. And also there's another thing that goes hand in hand with getting clarity. And that's the emotional. You have to get your emotions together. You cannot receive clarity if your emotions are all over the place. So if that means you have to cut out sexual activities with people, with a person, in order to gain clarity, that's what you must do. You must take all the emotions, because you can't afford emotions when you're looking for clarity, when you're wanting clarity, not looking for it, but when you're wanting clarity. You have to have emotional intelligence when you are trying to gain clarity. So with that said, if your mind is clear and you have emotional intelligence, meaning You're not emotional. You're not all over the place. You and another person aren't, into it emotionally, because you guys are so emotionally attached. So you must have the mental and the emotions in line in order for you to receive clarity on anything. Your mind must be clear and your emotions must be in check. Your emotions must be in check for this to work. You have to believe it. You have to understand it. And you also have to feel. And not only feel, you have to see. And I'm not talking about with your physical eye. You have to see with your spiritual eye. So, YouTube, with that said, I'm going to leave you with that. But if you want clarity, and I mean, if you really want clarity, I ask you to not take my word for it, but I ask you to take in consideration what I'm saying, because I know what it works for me, and I receive all the clarity that I need. So if you are trying to receive clarity, there's two things you must do. You must mentally clear your mind, and you must emotionally clear your emotions just being all over the place. You cannot receive clarity with these two things imbalanced, with these two things blocking your way to receiving clarity. So, YouTube, you can handle the truth. The truth will make you think. Peace, love, and light. Thank you.